And we are live. All right. Hi, everyone. It's Lauren here from You Are Nourished, and welcome back to another weekly wellbeing where I go live every week, giving you tips, advice, suggestions, and inspiration on all things nutrition, nourishment, mindset, relationship with food, all of those things that you know I love to talk about. Now, I've had a little break. I took a bit of a break from social media and had a little holiday. We had a week away, which we were incredibly grateful for, especially with everything that is going on right now. And it was absolutely lovely. I did completely switch off, got off the socials. I wasn't here on my weekly wellbeing, so it was really lovely to have a proper week, or almost 2 weeks off actually. But I'm very excited to be back again, back with you live this week. And today I am going to be talking about how dieting keeps you hooked on sugar. And this is something that I have come to realize after years of working with women who have been on many diets over the years and who also really struggle with their sugar cravings. So I help women both get off the roller coaster of yo-yo dieting and being either on a diet or off a diet and that whole miserable cycle of dieting. And I also help women with their sugar cravings and stop relying on sugar all day long and stop having those kind of ups and downs of cravings the whole time and permanently thinking about sugar and permanently thinking about carbohydrates. And I came to realize as I was working on these kind of two, what I thought were separate things, that actually they are so intimately connected. And I came to realize that all of these women that were coming into my world who'd been on so many diets over the years were actually really struggling with their sugar cravings. And so I put two and two together and I realized they are both intimately linked. And it's actually the dieting, the restrictive diets, both in terms of the food and the mindset, that is keeping you hooked on sugar and really exacerbating those sugar cravings. So what I wanted to share with you today were 3 reasons why that's actually happening, and you might begin to identify with some of those reasons and you might think, oh my goodness, I totally get this now. And I'm going to give you a few tips as to how to get over this. Obviously, it's not an overnight fix. I've worked with women over many years to get over these issues, but there are some very quick wins that you can start to implement right away that can hopefully help you with that mindset around dieting, and also with those kind of like crippling sugar cravings that have got you hooked all day long. So the first reason why dieting keeps you hooked on sugar is that you're generally eating low calorie, low fat food, which is also often very high in sugar. And so when you're eating more sugar, this is raising your blood sugar levels and creating more cravings, because as your blood sugar levels increase, they do so very quickly, and they also decrease very quickly, leaving you in a little bit of a hole of sugar cravings with your face back in the biscuit tin and wanting to eat more and more sweet things. So low calorie, low fat foods are generally high in sugar, raise your blood sugar levels and exacerbate your cravings. And quite often when you're on a diet, you're trying to save calories, right? You're trying to eat less. So you're going to go for the low calorie, low fat food, and that is going to exacerbate those sugar cravings. Number 2, you're restricting your calories. As I just said, you're eating low calorie food. When you're restricting your calories, you are hungry. And when you're hungry, you're craving food. And quite often it doesn't really even matter what it is. But when your blood sugar is lower than it should be, your brain is telling you that you want high sugar food because that is the quickest way that your body is going to get energy from glucose. Bear with me one moment. Can you turn that down? My daughter's just watching TV a little bit too loudly there and I can hear it, and I'm concerned that you're going to be able to hear it as well. So excuse me. So when you are restricting your calories, it's making you hungry. Okay, when you're hungry, you're craving food, and that's another reason why dieting, restricting your calories, is keeping you hooked on sugar. And the third reason why dieting exacerbates those sugar cravings is that when you go on a diet, in general, you are given a list of foods you're allowed to eat and a list of foods you are not allowed to eat. And that list of foods you're not allowed to eat sets off like a psychological cascade in your brain that makes you want them more. When you're told you're not allowed something, what does that set off? Wanting it. You will always want what you can't have, right? So when you're told you're not allowed this, you're not allowed chocolate, you're not allowed biscuits, you're not allowed cakes, you're not allowed all these things, what is the one thing you're thinking about? Biscuits, chocolates, cakes, and all of those things that you've been told you're not allowed. So this kind of mindset as well of being, having a list of forbidden foods means that you are going to be craving them even more. So what do we do about this? Because dieting's really common, especially I think at the moment. We've been stuck indoors for many, many months, and I think it's normal. We've eaten more, and now we're at that point where perhaps we think, oh goodness, I've put on a few pounds, I'm going to need to go on a diet to lose them, and I really want to avoid that for you. I really don't want you kind of getting back into that cycle of being on a diet, because I know, because of all the thousands of women that have told me, they do not work. And I know this because I've tried many different diets myself, and they absolutely don't work. You can't stick to them, and you just end up in this perpetual miserable cycle of being on diets the whole time. So what do you actually do? So I'm going to share with you 3 tips now as to how to get away from this trap that keeps you hooked on sugar and exacerbating your cravings. Right, the first one is you want to eat food that fills you up. And I know it sounds really simple, but at the same time, it's really confusing for people. Often people go, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to eat. As a general rule, if it is a real food that is grown in the ground or grown off a tree or grazes on the grass, then it's got all the nutrients you need to actually fill you up. When you're just grazing on low-calorie, low-fat sort of snacks and bits and bobs, you're not getting full. When you're eating an actual meal consisting of ingredients and foods that fill you up, you're not going to crave things in between meals. So eat real food that fill you up, that don't make you hungry. Second tip is eat meals. This is something that I see so many people not actually doing, not actually sitting down to eat a proper plate of food and just grazing because you're saving calories and not actually filling yourself up. So it's linked with the first tip. It's not only eat proper food, but make sure you're sitting down to an actual meal at the table that consists of good quality protein, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, to make sure, again, that you're not hungry. And my third tip is related to this, this forbidden foods thing, is give yourself permission to actually eat whatever you want. Now, I know that might be scary and it might seem kind of counterintuitive, and you might think to yourself, what do you mean, give me permission to eat whatever I want? If I give myself permission to eat whatever I want, I'm only going to eat dairy milk. That's not true. You won't. As you eat more and more nourishing foods, and as your body starts to learn that you feel better as a result of eating more nourishing foods, you will begin to crave more nourishing foods, and you'll start to crowd out the sugary foods that raise your blood sugar and exacerbate your cravings. So if you give yourself permission to eat what you want, suddenly it's not forbidden anymore. It's not that forbidden fruit. It's not that kind of, oh my God, you only want the things you can't have. So to recap, my 3 tips to help you get off the roller coaster of sugar and dieting is to eat proper, nourishing food that fills you up, eat actual meals that fill you up rather than grazing on low-calorie snacks all day, and give yourself permission to eat whatever you actually want to eat. Mind-blowing, right? So if you have loved this video, I would love for you to share it with your friends and family. If you know someone who would benefit from these tips, just hit the share button and share it amongst your people. I would be very grateful. If you would like more tips, and if you would like some recipes for some healthy low sugar snacks that are actually going to keep you full, then head to laurengafer.com/healthy-snacks. Or if you're watching on Instagram, just head to the link in my bio and I will send you a free ebook of healthy snacks and mindset hacks, 6 really helpful tips to help you balance your blood sugar and manage your cravings and all that kind of stuff. And the second exciting thing I want to share with you is that my Shift the Sugar challenge will be back on Monday, the 21st of September. where I'll be teaching you how to ditch sugar, kick your cravings, get off the roller coaster of dieting, and all of that amazing stuff. It is a brand new version of the challenge. I have been running this Shift the Sugar challenge since 2017. So, you know, it's a very, very popular, incredibly successful. When I say successful, people succeed on the challenge, but also it's huge as well. So many women have gone through this challenge, and it really, really works. And I'm so excited to be bringing it back. And it is a brand new meal plan, brand new training. So I'll be releasing all the details of that in next week's Weekly Wellbeing. So make sure you look out for that, because you will want to get your name on that list to register, because it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I'm super excited. I wanted to thank you for joining me today. If you're here live, hi to you, and thanks for joining. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for catching this. And I will see you same time next week for Weekly Wellbeing, and have a great day. Take care. Bye.